tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. Sometimes healing, it changes your relationships. See, nobody talks about this part. Healing, it changes your circle. We all talk about healing. We all talk about breakthrough. And we talk about freedom. But we don't talk much about what happens when God starts changing you and suddenly certain relationships don't feel the same anymore. And just let me say this right from the beginning. That doesn't make you a hard person. It doesn't mean you love people less. It doesn't mean you're judging anyone. Because truthfully, that's what everybody sees. They think you're judging or being judgy because you've changed and you've turned into a person that wants to honor God. Right? Sometimes it simply means you're growing. Literally means you're growing. I've learned that over the past few years. Sometimes when God begins your healing, your heart, He starts something in changing that you're willing to accept, that you're willing to carry, that you're willing to tolerate. The things that once felt normal, they begin to feel heavy. The conversations begin to feel so incredibly heavy that you're not sure if you're even supposed to be feeling those or in those conversations anymore. They don't. The chaos you once lived in, it begins to eat your peace. And that can be confusing, right? But, and I say a big but, because God isn't looking for that perfection. He's looking for that willingness to change and be more like Him, where He is. You love people, but you're not the same person anymore. You know, I think about Abraham in Scripture, literally. God called Abraham to leave what was familiar and step into something new. And while God wasn't asking him to stop loving people, He was asking him to trust Him enough to move forward. Not always easy to do that, is it? Because it totally isn't. Sometimes healing, it requires movement too. Not necessarily physical movement, but emotional movement, spiritual movement, personal growth. And not everyone will understand that journey. Some people only knew the version of you that survived. The version that never said no. The version that rescued everybody. The version that ignored her own needs. The version that accepted the crumbs because she didn't know her worth. That's a hard pill to swallow, to know that. But see, God is doing something new, as He always does. And that growth, it changes things. It always does. One of the hardest lessons that I've had to learn over time, honestly, is this. Is that not every relationship is meant to go with us into every season. Some relationships are for a season and a reason for that matter, and some are for a lifetime. Only God knows which is which. Now hear my heart right now, because this is it. I'm not telling you to cut people off. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to walk away from everyone who disagrees with you. I'm simply saying that healing creates healthy boundaries. And healthy boundaries often reveal the true health of a relationship. Because healthy people don't get angry when you start healing. Healthy people celebrate your growth. Healthy people cheer when you find peace. Healthy people want to see you become who God created you to be. Because that's what matters the most. That is the relationships that we should be searching for. And if you're in a season where your circle feels different, I want you to know something. Really, because I felt this. You're not failing. You're growing. And growth can feel lonely before it feels peaceful. Because God is faithful in every step of the process. Isaiah 43:19 says this, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it?" Maybe the reason your circle feels different is because God is doing a new thing in you. Maybe he's teaching you boundaries. Maybe he's teaching you peace. Maybe he's teaching you that your value doesn't come from being needed by everyone. Whatever he's teaching you, trust the process. Don't go backwards because forward feels uncomfortable. Don't abandon your healing because growth feels lonely. And don't apologize for becoming healthier. God is still writing your story. And sometimes healing changes your circle because God is changing you. And that's okay. He's not finished yet.